The door clicked shut behind me, and there she was, my wife, Sarah, frozen in the kitchen like a deer in headlights, her phone clutched in her hand as if it were a grenade about to explode. "You're home early," she stammered, her voice a pitch higher than usual, eyes darting to the screen before she shoved it into her pocket. I forced a smile, the kind that hid the storm brewing in my chest, but inside, my heart hammered like it knew something I didn't yet. It was just a hunch then, a whisper of doubt from the late nights she'd been pulling at work, but that moment, it was the spark that ignited everything. We'd been married for 8 years, Sarah and I. Met in college, fell hard and fast, the kind of love that makes you believe in forever. She was the vibrant one, with her infectious laugh and those green eyes that could melt steel. I was the steady guy, working my ass off as a software engineer to build us a life in our cozy suburban home. Kids were on the horizon, or so we'd planned. But lately, the air between us felt thick, laced with unspoken words. She'd come home smelling faintly of cologne that wasn't mine, her phone buzzing at odd hours. I'd brush it off. "Over time," she said. "Stress from the marketing firm." I trusted her. God, how I trusted her. That night, after she went to bed early claiming a headache, I couldn't sleep. The house was too quiet, the kind of silence that amplifies every creak and doubt. I grabbed her phone from the nightstand, something I'd never done before, but suspicion gnawed at me like a rat in the walls. The passcode was our anniversary. She hadn't changed it. My thumb trembled as I scrolled through her messages. There was a thread with Alex, her boss, the slick executive with the perfect hair and smug grin. "Can't wait for tomorrow night. Miss your touch already." My stomach dropped, a cold wave crashing over me. Denial hit first hard. Maybe it was a joke, a misunderstanding, but the photos below, intimate, undeniable, shattered that illusion. Her in lingerie I'd bought for our anniversary, sent to him. Him replying with hearts and promises of our secret getaway. I sat there in the dark, phone shaking in my hands, tears blurring the screen. Heartbreak isn't just pain. It's a void sucking the air from your lungs. How could she? We'd built this life together. Vacations in the mountains, lazy Sundays with coffee and crosswords. I remember the day I proposed, down on one knee in the rain, her tears mixing with the downpour as she said yes. Now it all felt like a lie. I put the phone back, crawled into bed beside her, and lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Anger simmered beneath the hurt, but I pushed it down. I needed proof, more than texts. I needed to see it with my own eyes. The next morning, I played the part of the oblivious husband. "Have a good day at work, babe," I said, kissing her cheek. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Guilt, maybe? Or was I imagining it? As she left, I called in sick to my job, my voice steady despite the chaos inside. I tailed her that evening, feeling like a character in some bad thriller, my old Honda blending into traffic. She didn't go to the office. Instead, she pulled into a motel on the outskirts of town, the kind with flickering neon signs and peeling paint. My heart raced as I parked across the street. Binoculars from our birdwatching phase, now tools of betrayal. Alex arrived minutes later, his BMW gleaming under the streetlights. They met at the door, her hand on his arm, a quick kiss before disappearing inside. I waited, the minutes stretching into hours, my mind a whirlwind of memories and rage. Remember that time we renewed our vows on our 5th anniversary? Her whispering, "You're my everything." Lies. All lies. Denial cracked, giving way to a burning anger that made my fist clench on the steering wheel. How long had this been going on? Months? Years? I thought of our friends, our family. Did they know? The humiliation twisted like a knife. I didn't confront them then. No, I drove home, poured a whiskey, and planned. Suspense built in my chest like a coiled spring. I needed to unravel this carefully, make her feel the weight of what she'd done. Over the next week, I gathered evidence like breadcrumbs leading to her downfall. I installed a tracker app on her phone. Easy for a tech guy like me. Log her locations, save screenshots of their messages. "Love you more than him." One from Alex read. "Can't wait to leave it all behind." Leave? My world tilted. She was planning to abandon me, us, for this sleazeball? The clues piled up, subtle at first but glaring in hindsight. The new perfume she'd started wearing. His favorite, I learned from their chats. The girls' night, receipts from restaurants I'd never heard of. Her distant touches, the way she'd flinch when I said, "I love you." Each discovery chipped away at my denial, fueling the anger until it roared. But beneath it, heartbreak lingered, a raw ache. I loved her still, or the version of her I'd known. Was that woman even real? One evening, as she hummed in the kitchen preparing dinner, our favorite pasta, I couldn't hold it in anymore. Tension crackled in the air like static before a storm. "Sarah," I said, my voice calm but edged. "Who's Alex, really?" She dropped the spoon, sauce splattering on the floor. "What? He's my boss, you know that." Her eyes widened, panic flashing. I pulled out my phone, showed her the texts. "This boss, the one you're screwing behind my back." She crumpled then, sinking into a chair, tears streaming. "It's not what you think," she sobbed. "It just happened. I was lonely. You're always working." Denial from her now, shifting blame. Anger surged in me, hot and unrelenting. "Lonely? I've been right here, building a life for us." My voice rose, echoing off the walls. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "Please, Mark, I love you." It was a mistake. But the messages said otherwise, plans to run away, to start fresh without me. We argued for hours, voices raw, emotions spilling like blood from a wound. She admitted it started 6 months ago, a work trip that turned into more. "He makes me feel alive," she whispered, and that cut deepest. Alive? What was I then? A ghost in my own marriage? Trust collapsed in that moment, a house of cards tumbling down. I felt exposed, foolish for not seeing it sooner. But her motivations? I got them painfully. Our routine had grown stale, passion faded into comfort. She craved excitement, and Alex provided it. No strings, just thrills. Believable, human, but unforgivable. I didn't yell anymore after that. Instead, I went cold, methodical. "Pack your things," I said flatly. "You're leaving." She begged, promised to end it, to go to counseling. Part of me wanted to believe her, to salvage the wreckage. But the anger won. I had one more card to play, the lesson she'd remember forever. The next day, while she was at work, one last time, I emailed the evidence to her HR department, anonymously. Affair with the boss? Company policy violation. Then I changed the locks, packed her bags, and left them on the porch with a note. "You want it alive? Try it without me." When she came home, pounding on the door, tears and pleas through the wood, I watched from the window, heartbreaking all over again. "Mark, please. I need you." But I didn't open it. Alex got fired, I heard through mutual friends. Sarah crashed at her sister's, jobless, reputation tarnished in our small circle. She called endlessly, apologies turning to desperation. I ignored them, focusing on rebuilding, therapy, gym, nights with friends who'd always suspected but stayed silent. The anger faded to a dull ache, replaced by a quiet resolve. I taught her the cost of betrayal, not violence, but the mirror of her actions, reflecting back the pain she'd inflicted. Months later, I saw her at a coffee shop, alone, eyes hollow. She approached, voice trembling. "I regret everything, Mark. You were my world." I nodded, no malice left. "I know, but you shattered it." Walking away, I felt closure, a scar but healed. She'll carry that lesson, the echo of lost trust, for the rest of her life. And me? I'm free, wiser, ready for whatever comes next.